Akwaba, my fellow applicants from Ghana. I am Priscilla, a second-year master's student studying international projects management at Stellum International, that's Coventry University's Paris campus. And today I'll be taking you through the various processes on how to get a visa and certain accommodation process too. So that's before that, I believe you have applied to Stellum International Coventry University Paris campus and you've got your acceptance letter. So basically the presentation will be focused on the process involved after gaining admission and finding accommodation here in France, because it's a bit hectic. So after admissions, what's next? What do you do next? You start with your Campus France process, you then move to your visa application and submission, and you find accommodation here in France. So with the Campus France process, the first one, you create an account on the Études en France website. It's actually on the Campus France website. So you go there, you create your account there, with your email and your password, and please make sure that the email that you use is the email you'll be using throughout the processes for the application. You then fill in with your personal information and previous school, such as your university and your senior high school, that's your WASI certificate. What are the documents needed? You need your passports. You need your passport's picture, your official transcript. It should be compressed because you can't send the entire size or you can't upload the entire size. You add a copy of your last diploma, that's your undergraduate, either from KNUST, University of Ghana, UCC, UEW, or any other university in Ghana. You also add your resume or your CV and attach your acceptance letter from Coventry University. Our third step is to fill in the Coventry University Paris campus information. You wait for the validation from Campus France, because they need to validate all documents before you proceed and pay your fee. It was 700 cedis, and I think it's still 700 Ghana cedis at Societe Generale or any other approved bank by Campus France. After that, once you make the payment, you send a copy of the receipt with your Études en France number to your portal, and they will now schedule an interview date for you. Once that is done, you attend your interview at Campus France. It's now moved to, it used to be on Legon campus, that's for those in Accra, but then it's now moved closer to Alliance Française. And in KNUST, it's still on the KNUST campus. I move on to the filling of the Coventry University Paris campus information. So I assume you are now on your portal here, and you have clicked I already have an admission, because they have two types. That if you don't have an admission, you have to go through the Campus France process. That's the schools associated with Campus France. But since we are a private university, so then you already have an admission with us. So after that, you have to select the category that your school falls under. That is, I am in another situation, and you select other university diploma. You look for your school, but since Coventry University Paris campus is not part of Campus France, you have to click on I did not find my program, and you manually fill in your program details. So then you fill in the name of your program. That's the master's, whether digital marketing or project management, and your year of entry is year 1. The level of education is the 4th level, and the 4th level of higher education, or Bac Plus CAT. So, and here in France for the master's, the first year is usually Bac Plus CAT. You now have to select your field of study. That is the degree, that is Master of Science. After that, you fill in the host institution. So you go through and you click on find your French institution, and you type Coventry University Paris campus, and the location should be Paris. You then input the date of the program. That's usually in September. So September, the date that is given to you on your acceptance letter, and September 2025. and you actually have to attach an essay to it on why you're coming to Paris and what you're coming to learn, and what you're going to benefit from the program, and you save your application after that. The next step here is the visa application process. So once you're done with everything on the portal, you move on to apply for your visa, and that's also a different website. So you now go on the France visa website and look for the type that suits you. That is, once you create an account and you log in, you look for the long stay visa that's more than 90 days, and usually the student visa. You fill in your personal information with your name, passport number, email address, your occupation, that's if you're employed. Once you're employed, you need to attach your employment letter and a payslip. In a payslip or the contract. You select your visa type, that's the long stay visa, that's more than 90 days. You fill in your institution, that's the host institution, and this is an important part because usually most of the students forget about this aspect. So the name of the school will be Coventry University Paris campus, and the address as well. Proof of accommodation, you have two types. It's either you book an Airbnb, that's advisable, or you use the address of a relative. If you are using the address of your relative needs to include his or her resident permit, the rent bill, any other bill, and a letter explaining that you'll be with him or her for a period of days or like months. After that, you get your apartment. If you are using an Airbnb, you need to book for at least a month and explain how you're going to get a permanent accommodation here in France. After that, you input the day you intend to arrive here in France, and you select cash as your means of support. You can add your credit card if you also have a credit card. You then send everything and save your application. You'll be given a unique application number, and that is what you'll be using throughout. Once you are done, you print your application form and you keep the form. So after this, you move on to the VFS portal. Since now you do not go to the French embassy in Accra for an interview, you have to use a third party to get all your documents submitted. You click on the VFS link and create your account. You book an appointment you book an appointment to submit your documents and pay your VFS fee. Once you get an appointment done with everything, you send the information, that is your name, your Campus France number, visa application number, and the VFS number to Campus France. Usually this is done in the case where there's an issue with VFS and they're not getting an earlier date for you. Campus France will have to come in, talk to VFS so that they can get a date as soon as possible for you to submit your documents. You compile all the necessary documents needed after that. So all the documents you need. If you are married, you add your marriage certificate, your pay slip, everything that you need, and you submit all your documents at the VFS at 1 Airport Square, Accra. It's actually near Stanbic Heights. So what are the documents needed? Your France visa application form and the receipt form, your ID pictures, it should be the standard one, original and a copy of your passport, copy of a birth certificate, and I mentioned earlier, if you are married, you need to add the marriage certificate. Your application fee of 50 euros or its equivalent in cedis. That's for the booking of the appointments at the French at VFS. Sorry. Proof of registration of higher education. That's from Coventry University Paris campus. That's your acceptance letter. Your Etudes in France attestation slip that can be downloaded on the website. So you can download that like 2 days before you go and submit your documents. The original and a copy of your last degree obtained from the university, a copy of your transcript, and a proof of your financial means. So usually with France, you need a blocked account or an escrow account. of 615 euros per month for a year. Even if your program is up to 2 years, they usually ask for the first year. And when you are going to renew your visa for the second year, they still ask for that amount. So that will be a total of 7,380 euros blocked. So you cannot touch the money until you get to France. And this should be in your name, not in your parents' name. So once you do that, you go to the some banks in Ghana, they actually do that. Once you do that, you take a letter from the bank and attach it to your bank statement and submit it. And your proof of accommodation, the appointment letter, and your payslip, that's if you're a worker, and your CVEC contribution that can be paid in Ghana or when you get here. We get to the stressful parts. That's finding an accommodation in Paris after your arrival. There are some links uploaded on the school's website, that's thelovinternational.com, so you can find accommodation there. So you go through the links on the website and search for your accommodation. Sometimes they need a guarantor to guarantee that you can pay or vouch for you. So you go with someone you know that's a French person, but then if you don't know any French person, you use a company called Guarantee. So it's a private company that does that for people. Or you can use the Visal, that is the government's guarantor. It's usually free and it's valid for 6 months, but most of the housing agencies do not take that. You pay your security deposit and your rent. You move in and enjoy your stay in France. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed this short presentation. Thank you.